Hey, what to do, y'all? What to do? I am unthankful for Thanksgiving. Yes, I shall be an antagonist on this video. So if you into all that turkey stuffing and cranberry sauce and macaroni and cheese and deviled eggs, you might not want to watch the rest of this video. But for everybody else that like my video delivery, yeah, I'm finna go in. All right, here we go. So first and foremost, to all the people that I be knowing that be texting me Thanksgiving, I text them back. Y'all know I'm not a Thanksgiving person, so y'all can miss me with that. Quit texting me that stuff. But I hope you're having a good time, whatever that is. You know. But then, to me, it just brings up this other point. How in the world are we going to sit here and celebrate a satanic ritual? That satanic ritual was brought here ashore by these pilgrims. The ancestors to some of the people that are here today as we speak. A lot of the descendants of these people were very racist people. So I'm not finger pointing, I'm just stating the obvious, but also just being very censored with some of the things that I have to say. But it's still hitting facts because a lot of what I have to say is well-known knowledge. So I'll continue on. Okay, these pilgrims came over here giving thanks that they escaped the shores that they came from, the tyranny, the persecution. Yes, they escaped all the tyranny and the persecution. And they came over here and they were just thankful that they made it. It wasn't really more or less that they were thankful for the people that they met when they came to these shores. Nah, see, the thing is the pilgrims were thankful that they made it and they were celebrating a feast before the famine. Whose famine? The famine of these people that they met ashore, the First Nations people. Yes, they were going to bring a famine to these people, and that's exactly what happened after the feast was over with. The First Nations people did not know that, though. They thought they were just doing a good deed. People were washed ashore, and they were stranded, so let's blanket them, let's clothe them, let's show them how to, make it on the land, give them some food, give them some livestock, whatever. Let's try to help these people out. They may not be able to return home. They came from a place of persecution, right? So let's help them out. Not knowing that these same people, once they got on their feet, were going to make that famine occur. And that's what occurred. Because as more people of their type came ashore from their land of persecution, they brought over a little gift of thanks, after the feast was over with. That gift was blankets of smallpox. Now, they did not need a lot of blankets, just enough, because the smallpox, it could spread like wildfire. It's truly the gift that keeps giving. Yes, smallpox is definitely the origin of a lot of known infections out here. But need I not digress? So, after these smallpoxes spread it amongst the First Nations people, it decimated a lot of the population here without any war taking place. Now, the pilgrims just followed up in the name of their Christianity, in the name of their Jesus Christ, and wiped out the rest of the people that were still surviving barely due to the smallpox. And that, in essence, in a nutshell, is what Thanksgiving really is. It's the pilgrims giving thanks that their God brought them over here from their shores and that they were able to inflict such evil things upon the people that they met when they got here. And that on top of that, they were even able to, establish towns and cities and estates and, steal more land, right? Thanksgiving, thankful. I'm very unthankful for Thanksgiving. But yet you got not only descendants of the pilgrims celebrating this satanic ritual, you got even descendants of the First Nations people celebrating this ritual. Even the descendants of slaves celebrating this ritual. Now what do I mean by that? Because you would ask someone that calls himself a First Nation, we don't celebrate that. Well, actually, you know what? The pilgrims still got victory over you because they found the way to decimate most of your population genetically. So even if you think that you don't want to celebrate it, that doesn't matter. Look at yourself in the mirror. The decimation took place. Um, because the identity of the First Nation people is so mixed up. Same thing goes with those who call themselves black or descendants of slaves. A lot of them were actually First Nations people too. And ironically, they celebrate it without realizing your population has been wiped out too, due to pilgrims screwing you up genetically as well. Look in the mirror. Look at the way you think. Look at the way you act. You know? And it's just all a tragedy to me. And so I refuse to even take part in such evil atrocities, because from all of this that took place, even the symbolisms behind the turkey and the cranberry sauce and things like that, and the stuffing, is really reflective of what took place after the dinner table, after that Thanksgiving. See, these pilgrims, they were planning all this all along, you know? That cranberry sauce you eating, that represents the blood. The blood of who? I want you to look that up. So, my birthday actually follows Thanksgiving. It's usually a day or a few days after Thanksgiving, depending on the year, right? Especially if it's a leap year. What took place on my birthday? I want you to also look this up. Sand Creek Massacre took place out there in Colorado. Decimation of the Cheyenne and Arapaho nations. Yes, I believe it's the Southern Cheyenne and Arapaho nations. That the cavalry showed up out of the blue, slaughtered all the women and the children out of nowhere with no warning. There was no war that took place. The men weren't even out at war, the First Nations men. They were out hunting for their families so they can be good for the winter. And lo and behold, the military showed up without no warning and slaughtered all of the women and the children. That's what took place around my birthday. See, I have these images in the back of my mind that I have to think about when people are so ignorant to carve a turkey. Be thankful for what? Be thankful for what? Thankful that you are doing good and someone else is doing bad, and a generation of people have had to suffer. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and genetically. Still so much ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, right? I'm going to give you another blissful thing to think about. Christians who even try to connect the Bible to the thing of thanks. Giving, because of all the scriptures that talk about give thanks. No, that was all perversion, as it was then, as it is now. The way the pilgrims tried to attach the Bible to this Thanksgiving prior to the infestation of smallpox. Smallpox? Wow. And here you got the descendants of those pilgrims with their theology, Christians who still act out in this way, who still think this way. Even in regards to one nation under God, this has never been one nation under God. So all these things put together. And then, last but not least, there's a lot of homeless people out here who are unaware of why they are actually in their plight. And that most people look down upon you, even if they tend to give you a plate of their Thanksgiving dinner. They look down on you. It's an irony. It's a pity for you. You know, yours truly did not have much family growing up, so I was able to see kind of the rabbit hole of this whole situation. Some people would say black pill, who knows? But I just know through the matrix, it's the rabbit hole. For me, it's just always been about the rabbit hole. So for me, I've been always able to see the rabbit hole of all this. So people talk to me about family and Thanksgiving, I just stay away. I think about those women and children that were slaughtered back in the 1800s and the 1700s. And I think about a lot of the tragedies that I went through in my own life as far as the way my family, a lot of them neglected not only me, but maybe others, maybe each other. I see other families, how they neglect each other. Y'all only come together just for food. Y'all only come together for food. Y'all don't really love each other after the food has been eaten. Y'all go y'all separate ways. This is just a tradition. This is just a competition for a lot of y'all who could bring the best plate. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you how I've been doing lately. I'm going to bring you the best plate, you know? Or you just got families that are stuck to themselves. You know, after the plate is over with, they don't get back into being concerned about other individuals, even if they're strangers. You don't want to make sure that other people are doing okay around you. You don't really make sure that your community is okay, but you really don't have a community. You have a gated community within your gated community. That's what is going on. What happens if you're eating your plate and someone walks to your door and they're hungry? You know, the average person gonna say, yo, that's a stranger. You know, get your sawed-off shotgun, get the F away from my door. I don't know you. My family's eating. You need to find out where you need to eat, right? So this is just like the downside to a lot of this Thanksgiving and throughout the whole holidays. Really, let's just really get down the rabbit hole with this. The whole holiday thing. It's depressing. You spend more money and you're more depressed, especially people who haven't really had much family, or you had to split away from your family. See, I often think that people that are still tied to their families are ones who haven't realized how wicked their family are, how wicked their family really is, or you're just in denial. See, someone like yours truly, I've seen how wicked my family can be, and I just refuse to be a part of it. And I refuse to be a part of any family celebrations that go back to this satanic ritual, or even a lot of these holidays that are of satanic rituals, because it just results in a demonic state of mind about you not really caring about people that really are in need. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, what about all year round? Let's be there for each other all year round. Why wait until the holidays to do that? You know, season of giving, you should have a life of giving. I'm a true giver. I love giving. This video might be a little bit too long for some people. This kind of like a mini live stream. I'm going to try to time out at about 15 minutes if I'm able to do so. Obviously, you'll see that this video was published because I was able to do so. But yeah, it's cold outside, right? It's cold outside. You're warm, fireplace, warm heater. But there's someone next door to you that wasn't able to pay their bills. They're about to get evicted, but nobody really knows about that. They're there just bunkering down, eating a can of Vienna sausage. They just wish somebody was there for them to kind of help them get that light bill on. For me, that'd be an act of giving on my part, better than any other plate that I could ever give that person. Let's try to get your lights on, man. You know what I'm saying? Where your bill at? Let's go to the utility place. You know what I'm saying? We gonna work on getting your lights back on. We're gonna work on getting your heat back on. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of guy though. I'm that type of person. I'm rare, especially as a so-called black person. I'm rare in that I actually give. You know, the reason why, especially amongst a lot of so-called black people, why they don't really give is because they come from this slave mentality of where they never had it. So for them, the mindset is to have or to take, but not really to give, because most really didn't have much to give to begin with because of the slave mentality. But see, my wealth and my health has come from the fact that I give regardless of what one tries to say about my background. And who's to say my background was really necessarily of a slave? But even if it was, I just always had a heart of giving. This Thanksgiving, I'm going to end y'all with this. The pilgrims will chant, "Thanks for giving the Indians smallpox." Let that marinate. Signing out.